We are feeling spooky, and if you're feeling spooky,
no, we have to use a spooky voice. Use a spooky voice.
You're spooking me out.
Welcome back to Dial In on Halloween.
Welcome back to Dial In.
Who's that? Minnie Mouse?
Yeah.
With like her dentures out? Welcome back to Dial In. I'm still dressed as a knight. Rachel's dressed as Minnie Mouse.
I'm dressed as Bitchy Mouse today.
That's nice. Yeah, guys, we're getting it off our chest. Rachel's just bitching about her apartment. Obviously, if you call us at 888-91 on
It'll make
air,
me feel better.
We are here every single day. But if we are not on the line, that's cool because you can always leave us a voicemail.
The person you are trying to reach is unavailable. Please leave a voicemail after the tone.
When I was in college, I definitely hooked up with somebody because of their costume, but it wasn't because I discovered them at some party. It was definitely pre-planned. My date and I were supposed to be Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, him being Peter Pan and me being Tinkerbell. However, we couldn't find a Tinkerbell costume in enough time. So I ended up being a sexy Captain Hook, and he was still Peter Pan. And I don't know what it was, because this man also enthusiastically covered himself in glitter. I guess once I had a couple drinks in me, I really liked that. And so girl Captain Hook and Peter Pan had a little fun later that night. I don't know if it was the tights or the glitter, or both. I don't know.
The tights, the glitter,
Shout out to her.
Yeah, good for her. Well, good for the guy.
The captain hooked up.
Nice.
Bars.
When she was telling that story, I was thinking.
She walked his plank. Bars.
Nice. I have no bars. But I was thinking, imagine, like, do you think this only happens in movies where people, they dress up as someone and they think that's their date, and then someone else is in the same costume and they like make out with someone who's not their boyfriend by accident because of I mistake the costume. It was so similar.
Well, the costume would have to be like something that really obscures the face.
Right. Or like a little alcohol. There's like music.
Girl costumes. If you're getting the girls switched up, you're fucked up. Girls are
You're
just.
You're a fuckboy.
Girls are. You missed yesterday's show. We were talking about Sydney Sweeney and fucking boobs and shit. Yeah, what?
Sorry, Fiona from the Daily Dirty just walked by, and
but
her
she's dressed as pink.
Right, and so when I walked and saw they were doing a show, I was like, "Who's that guest?" See, I mixed her up with Pink.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and then she's a girl, so I'm not fucked up.
Well, no, we were saying like how on Halloween, like most girls, like her friend, she had a friend with big boobs, and like her friend gets her boobs out. Or won't get her boobs out because like she'll be like, everyone's just gonna be staring. It's like no matter what I do. But Halloween's like the one night a year where you can do it. Mm-hmm. Where I feel like that is more of the priority, like getting the assets out as opposed to like really. I mean, there's the Heidi Klums of the world are going off on the fucking
in the worm.
Yeah, whatever she's doing, Heidi Klum and like Emily just be typing sometimes. Anyway, yes, they're like the people who are really into the Halloween, who really cover and hide their faces, prosthetics and makeup and all that shit. But I would say for the most part, if a guy or a girl says to you, "Oh, I didn't realize they have the same costume," mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. They realized.
Right. I mean, there's a moment in time where you're at a party and someone's like, "Oh, fuck, I thought you were my girlfriend."
Wait, also though, like, tell me the story of Peter Pan again, because isn't Peter Pan like a kid who like doesn't want to grow up and Captain Hook banged her at the end of the night? Is that what happened in that scenario?
It sounds like it.
She banged.
No,
the
I'm
kid?
pretty sure. Like, since he doesn't want to grow up, he's technically
she's
not a kid anymore.
She's like. Grow up. He's like, I don't want to grow up. I'm going to suck your dick.
Oh, God.
Halloween.
And also, like, Tinkerbell and Captain Hook.
Yeah.
They're enemies.
Shout out to Naya, our board op, who will be doing that later tonight. Peter Pan and Tinkerbell.
Right. And what happens to Wendy? No one ever dresses up as Wendy. That boring bitch.
Wendy's.
She's such a narc.
Wendy's nuts hit your face.
Wendy's such a Karen.
Yeah.
I actually, guys, we have to go back to the orphanage.
What's so funny is I actually don't remember that story at all. Oh. Like, literally, it's one of those stories that I know all the characters and I don't remember shit about it.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, walk me through it.
From my memory is that there's Wendy and the kids.
They're like in a bedroom.
The Lost Boys. Just kidding. The Lost Boys are on Neverland.
That's later.
Later in life.
Yeah.
Wendy is at home, looking at the window. She's wishing on a star. Peter Pan shows up and says, "Come with me to Neverland." I'm not sure if she goes solo or if she brings the squad through. I'll have to get back to you on that detail. They show up to Neverland. It's Peter Pan having the best time with the Lost Boys, but there's an evil guy, Captain Hook, and he wants to kill the kids. Not sure. I think he wants to shove them, make them walk the plank and make them get eaten by alligators. Push comes to shove. Yeah. Can't tell you what happens at the end because I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Well, here's what it says. Peter Pan is the story of a mischievous boy who can fly and never grows up, and his adventures in the magical island of Neverland. It just sounds like me in L.A. Peter brings Wendy, John, and Michael from there.
You know, I have a whole thing about Peter Pan syndrome in L.A. Do you understand where it comes from now? Is that how these men, it's really hard to find a guy in a big city who is willing to commit to a relationship. They want to keep their options open. They want to be a kid. They're like, I have to do all these things before I settle down. Like, that is the equivalent to them of growing up, getting into a relationship.
Well, we'll get more Peter Pan and Neverland context, but I know we have a couple more voicemails on costumes that people fucked. So let's get them on.
Hi. I have the craziest Halloween story. You cannot make this stuff up. So I was dressed up as Catwoman for Halloween. I was at like a friend of a friend's party, but there was I think the particle had like over 100 people RSVP'd. There was a lot of people there. Okay. I show up. Okay. Obviously, I turn to this really hot Batman guy. Like, he had the mask on and everything. His jawline looked incredible. Obviously, so we're dancing the entire night, and me being Catwoman, like, obviously we gravitated towards each other. Things got really heated, and we were dancing together the whole night. And then literally the moment he takes off his mask and I take off my mask, we realized that that's my best friend's ex. So obviously, immediately it killed the mood, and then it was the most awkward and uncomfortable situation of my life. And so we immediately dispersed from each other, and I told my best friend about it, and she was like, no way. He was an asshole. So, it was a blessing in disguise, literally, pun intended.
What was the blessing? That she got to hook up with her friend's ex, otherwise she never would have been allowed to?
No, she didn't hook up with her.
They made out.
No, but like they didn't really hook up.
That is funny. It's kind of what I was just talking about.
I'm Batman. That's what I would do if I was wearing that.
Kind of literally what I was just talking about, where it's like she didn't know who this person was, and they really went for each other just because of their costumes. It's kind of epic.
Sexy.
It's giving masquerade ball.
You ever? I don't want to get too graphic on today's show, but I just feel like Halloween is the holiday where it's like cool to fuck in the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I could see where you're
like. I feel like it's the national fuck in the bathroom holiday. Like at every other house party, I'm like, yeah, but people got to pee. I'm like, Halloween is like, you could take 10 minutes and you'll be like, I was just zhuzhing my costume up.
Right, like I was fixing my
my makeup, whatever.
My fake vampire tooth
and
fell
you
off.
Come out and your hair's all fucked up and it's like, it's part of the costume. I'm Demi Lovato 20 years ago.
It's Demi Lovato when she shaved half her head.
Wait, do we have another voicemail?
We do.
All right, let's get to it.
My name is Tori, and I'm calling because I hooked up with a guy because of his Halloween costume. This was 2022, so I was a little hungry to get out and party after the pandemic. And I went to my best friend's house party, and it's this rager. There's like 100 people there. And I've been hitting the Tito's shots all night long. And throughout the night, I noticed that this guy had shown up, and he had this costume on that was very plain, and it was black, and he had this scarf, and he was dressed as Gru from Despicable Me. And throughout the night, the bald head and the prosthetic nose that this man had on just started to look really good to me. I started thinking about what I could do with that prosthetic nose. And by the end of the night, he and I are dancing together like we are 16-year-olds in a high school dance. And I finally take him up to my best friend's bedroom. And as we're getting into it, he goes to take off the bald cap and the prosthetic nose. And I asked him to keep it on. And then I asked him to take it a step further and dirty talk to me in the style of Gru, because he had the whole accent going on throughout the night. One of the most caring men I've ever hooked up with. Definitely embodied that daddy energy that Gru has. But that's the time that I hooked up with a man because he was dressed like Gru and made him keep the prosthetic nose on, which I did end up suckling on throughout my evening with him.
Oh,
so.
Suckling
Yeah,
on.
I hooked up with Gru. The end.
Her hear me out grew from Despicable Me. And she's like, no, hot guy under there? Absolutely not.
Like, even, okay.
I want to suck that big fake nose.
No, but even if, like, for the, oh my God, that voicemail just hurt me. Sometimes it hurt. Like, shout out, thank you so much, Tori, for calling. Obviously, we love it when you call 888-91 on air, 888-916-6247. You're going to talk. But that made me uncomfortable because even if the riding of like the nose or the prosthetic nose,
Wait,
like,
riding the
no, but
nose?
I'm just saying, like, even if like the riding, the physical aspect, like felt good, I get that from one perspective, or like the look and the aesthetic. But like having the bald cap on top of the fact that you were like, do the voice is like, okay.
It was after COVID and she was hungry.
No. There's never been a time where I've seen a fucking animated movie and been like, do the voice. Especially when the voice is Gru.
What's his voice? Can you do an impression?
It's like, oh my God, it's like Steve Carell doing like some high German, like, girls. I can't do it. It's like,
well, I feel like
can we pull up a voice of it? Normally I can do it. I think
everyone in your life has had some sort of like sexual fantasy towards a fictional animated character, have they not?
Yeah, but Gru is disgusting. Okay. I
don't yuck her yum.
Well, no, I can't even talk shit about Gru because I low-key look like Gru, just like with hair. You know what I mean? So I'm like, at the end of the day,
it's like that trend on TikTok where people would put their favorite, or like their hear me out. They would put characters of Disney animated film people onto a cake, and everyone would be like, "Oh my God, like you're down for Gru?" Who would yours be?
By Disney, hear me out.
Yeah, I don't really go against the grain.
I guess
I'm like down for Aladdin.
I guess my hear me out would be like the old guy from Up, Carl. No, it's Carl. Carl's not the kid,
the grandpa?
Yeah.
I fly to the moon. I shrink the moon.
I shrink the moon.
I sit on the toilet.
Yeah.
He goes, I fuck you, Tori, tonight.
I fuck your pussy so good tonight. It's like the moon.
Tori, I sent you to the moon.
I can't even.
Honestly, all this sex talk's triggering me.
It's despicable.
From last night.
What do you mean? Oh, because you had a threesome through the wall? Mm-hmm. Kiss me through the wall. Kiss me through the wall.
I'll see you later on.
Well, guys, obviously you can have a threesome with us right now. 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. If you just want to call and talk, we are fucking having a spooky little day in our spooky little outfits. And we're going to keep making fun of Rachel, so stay tuned until after the break.